Going undead since 1927 for
I don't know if I can go undead technically.
1907.
I don't know what I was gonna say there, but it doesn't work. So
That was very specific.
Since 1907, even going undead.
1907.
Hi everybody, we're live.
I've been going dead since before I was born.
I mean,
Apparently.
that makes sense.
I'd rather go ghost, personally. That's the reference maybe someone in chat gets.
I got that, and I feel sadder for getting that.
There are people I talk to who would not get that reference because they're young.
Oh god, it's not that old.
I know
It's old.
And I'm baby.
Yeah, the baby here, Mads knows it. You know,
Fish also knows it, by the way. I know that
surprise
Fish knows
me.
it.
Danny Phantom's not that old.
Yeah, Danny Phantom is not that old.
It's only from 2004.
I was thinking actual
Danny Phantom was
Ghost.
my childhood.
I was actually thinking the movie Ghost.
oh well, yeah, no, that's just old.
That's going even older.
Yeah.
That's even older.
Patrick Swayze.
The Swayzemeister.
I've never seen that movie.
And Whoopi Goldberg.
I can't remember much of that movie. I'm gonna say
I've
that.
seen it.
I don't know if it's too much,
Don't know that movie at all.
Everyone loves a Whoopi Goldberg.
That's true.
Anyway, we've had some side tangents, you know, Ghosts, Danny Phantom, you know, some things there. Yes, there's certainly... Cell might not know it. Cell's bad.
Cell
and young.
doesn't know any media.
Cell is young and doesn't know media, which is the worst combination. Cell knows some media. Damn it.
Lynn also, I don't think, would know it.
Oh, God.
Lynn also doesn't know media.
See, that's why we have to hang around with Mads, because Mads knows media at least.
Media.
Media, Pennsylvania?
Yeah.
I forgot that's a place, too, honestly. Thank you for
the hit show from, I think it was CBS.
Probably. It's always
that's
fucking CBS. Yes, probably.
Yes, worship my Comcast overlords.
No.
Hey, now that I've got actual functional internet, Comcast is okay. Turns out I just needed to upgrade it.
Why the picture of Whoopi Goldberg?
Because Whoopi Goldberg is
Everyone loves Whoopi.
It's true. Played the best character on Next Generation.
Yes.
Yeah, and Picard.
Yeah.
Mhm.
She came back.
In Pog form.
No, in Whoopi form.
Wait,
In Guinan form.
Yeah.
So you were in Urborg.
Yeah, we're in Urborg.
you are, in fact, in Urborg.
You're in Urborg.
We're in the City of the Dead that's also like a volcano, which is pretty rad.
The
Yeah.
hot cat lady.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the city itself, as I had previously described, is built into the ceiling of a massive cavern with a lake of molten lava beneath you at all times. So I mean, like, don't slip and fall. It's
No
not
promises.
advisable. Also, there's large portions of the city that are still, infested with horrible amounts of undead.
I mean, that makes sense. Oh, it's just the place we're in. The whole
It's
like
infested. They just
continent,
live-
island,
they
you
just-
know.
They just kind of hang here. I was going to say live here, but that's not really the right
they-
term.
Yeah,
They kind of unlive here.
they unlive here.
Unlive here. So it's, Velnish. The underground city of the dead, former domain of the Lich Lord Dralnu. Currently no Lich Lords ruling over it.
Not for lack of trying.
Probably not. You've met with Maravel, the Panther Warrior who has become the strongest known necromancer in Urborg, and the leader of the Urborg Free Resistance, who's still fighting against the Cabal at this point in time. You, of course, learned that the main group of the Cabal that sort of is the ones you probably have to deal with since the splintering. They're certainly the ones that would want to kidnap Carrie and force her to be some kind of, like, horrible overlord over them and, I don't know, do some other horrible rituals to, like, resurrect their great lord or something, or things like that, you know, convert you to evil, all that kind of jazz. Who knows what would work, but they'd certainly try a lot of horrible things. It probably would be pleasant. But yeah, they're the ones in the tower. One of their prominent members is the Spectre, Urgros, you learned about. And you have now joined the Urborg Resistance. You're kind of given a little free reign of parts of the city. Warned that areas that are sealed off for a reason. They haven't been secured. And other than that, there are, various things around. Public housing kind of areas. Just like some, public... not rest...
Like restrooms, sweet.
Yeah.
They might have those.
They might have this. Look, I'm going to be honest. There probably are restrooms here because this city was probably built not for the dead originally.
Most cities aren't built for the dead.
Yeah.
Fun
The
fact.
city doesn't normally need, undead don't need a city, really.
Yeah. It was just, it became the undead city, when, for various reasons. But I'm going to be honest. Probably most of the toilets are just holes that drop things into lava.
I mean,
that's-
it's efficient.
Ooh,
Don't
it toasts your buds while
You're not getting anywhere close to the lava. It's a really long fall.
Just don't fall in.
Still warm coming up, so it toasts your buds
The
while
entire
you go.
place is warm.
Probably is a little uncomfortably warm.
Yeah. There's communal resting areas that are for, people that don't have long term. Some people have moved into various locations. There are things like there is like a loose bar, some merchants that sell some things that bring in supplies.
Any communal bathing.
Probably.
Probably.
Woohoo!
Why?
It's volcano, so it's probably hot spring-esque.
They probably get. Judging it's a giant ancient city, they probably had like water coming in from somewhere.
Yeah.
Probably tapped into heated water that would have been like to geysers or hot springs in the nearby area and channeled into the city.
Yeah.
So probably it's like
That's
an aqueduct system.
Sulfur, though.
It's probably really sulfurous, yes.
Which means it smells like rotten eggs.
Builds
Means it's-
character.
Well, actually, I think sulfur's actually okay for your skin. I can't remember.
What?
Dry? I don't remember.
It won't harm your skin. I lived in a place that we had well water and during the summer would get a really bad sulfur smell. It's fine. It just you kind of smell like sulfur after you're taking a shower is the problem.
Yeah.
I smell like sulfur.
I believe you had volunteered a bunch of stuff in order to assist.
I haven't volunteered anything, and I want to go find Cat Necromancy Lady and talk to her if she will allow it.
You were basically volunteering to join, and she said she had to talk to some people. And then bring it forward, especially because you all gave like a lot of information at once.
There was a lot of information
We
exchanged.
did.
We just dumped our problems onto her.
Yeah.
I'm probably at some point, and I know we're probably not going to go through with it tonight, but I'm probably going to try to contact my inner fiend.
Ah.
Okay. That seems healthy.
Inner dude.
Well, I think it might be able to give some help with the situation,
Probably could help.
but at the same time, it was one of the ones I was kind of avoiding.
Yeah, because I need to talk to Cat Lady, so I'll wait until she wants to talk. Anyone want to talk to Nim? I got this dumb orb.
I mean, do we need to get Nim involved at this point?
I could tell about the weird shit that's happened.
There's weird shit that's always happening.
I feel like this constitutes as weirder than normal.
We changed it. We brought a Lich Dragon on death.
He knew about that. You talked to him about that.
I know, but I'm just saying. I don't know if it's that weirder than usual, because that's somewhat.
That's not you usually do, to be fair. You don't usually bring back dragon food.
No, but we do shit like that all the time. Or the house we had.
Fair enough.
but I mean, if you want to let Nim know, that's fine too.
Be more if like Carrion wants to let Nim know about the druidy stuff.
No.
All right, Orb goes back in bag.
I've never told Nim a thing in my life. I'm not starting now.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Let's like wait around, chill.
All right. You can easily kind of hang out in the area. As I said, there's some like public areas for public housing kind of thing. Public rooms. There you go. That's the kind of term.
Communal housing.
It's basically just like, you know, some bunk areas that you can use. If you
It's
want.
like if you go to a tavern and can't afford a private room, you get like normally a room with a bunch of people sleeping in it.
Yeah. Some of them are just all public room, you know? He's like, upstairs, use the big old loft you can just hang out in.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
There's a bunch of different people here. Mixture of humans, cat folk, and panther folk, and some various others. All kind of just seemingly going about their business. You'll be generally left alone and can relax for a little while. It will be a few hours before your contact here, before Marivel, comes back to find you.
Anyone want to play cards?
Yeah, I'll play cards for a little bit, sure.
I got a deck. And no, it's not many things.
Unfortunate.
It's of too many things. No, it's of too many things.
Oh, even better.
Of so many things.
So many things. There's so many things in this deck.
Deck of all the things.
All the stuff.
Deck of getting decked.
Oh no.
The deck of carry.
All right, you four. Come with me.
Alright.
Okay.
Okay. Put away my cards. Well, we
So-
can't play while we go.
We could try.
No, we shouldn't.
Yeah, but we could try. Regardless. Sorry.
I was discussing things with my higher-ups, and kind of we have agreed that it's most likely that you would be of use to us to be in the organization. I gotta be honest, your group is unusual.
I smile at that.
You basically came to us with like a laundry list of unusualness and just threw it in our faces. Thanks for that.
You're welcome.
Welcome.
That's our hobby.
We
So-
have hobbies?
Now that you're with us, the question is, what can you do to help us? Because from the last conversation, it seems that all of you expounded the fact that you can assist on our victory, and that your presence here would lead to that.
I can become different things.
Okay.
Yeah.
And gain the power of the things, like a giant.
Neat. Look,
I also shoot souls from my body.
Claude has a lot of weird shit.
I'm going to be honest. Your actual you is probably not the most important thing here at this point in time. You do seem very tough, elite group of folks that have probably been through a lot of shit. Great.
Okay.
How does that help us? Okay, cool, interesting, you can transform into things. That doesn't scream to me. I can help with something that screams to me, neat, you're a universal tool.
I'll point to Carrie. Well, the Cabal was after her at one point.
I am very good bait. We've established this.
Yes, that might help too. That could help for a plan. Bait. But just because we have bait doesn't mean anything for us.
Cole will reach into his coat pocket and he will pull out a little book. Right, so, just to get you up on things, I am a member of the Urborg Council. How much money do you need to bankroll your war?
That I'll have to talk to you about. Do you know any good mercenaries?
Plenty.
He is the contact man.
Honestly, if you think you could bankroll, perhaps she'll like go over some groups, you know, like Keldon mercenaries, a few other groups that are all very like tough, mean sounding groups that probably you know, for various prices could bring in mercenary groups. If we get enough forces, we could launch a powerful attack, and honestly, we could use bait over here. To draw them away from the tower, at least a good portion of their forces. Split them. And if we have enough members, especially if we go for amplifying us through mercenaries, that would be helpful. And your little goblin friend said he could build some artifice. Kaz will shake his head, I'm assuming. You know, he did mention that.
There is one more thing. You mentioned that the creature of the most threat flies around on a big wyvern thing, yes?
Yes.
Well, lucky for you, I more or less have control over sea and sky.
If you have ability to affect that and drive Urgros to the ground, that would be very helpful. Still, a way to deal with the Spectre is something that is probably the most pertinent right now. I'm not sure of any of the other hierarchy of their membership, but he's the only one that we know about, and is the most dangerous of the ones we know about. We do know that their current leader is a man that goes by the name of Nixius. Let's throw this into Nixius. All we know about Nixius is that he was one of the right hands of Belzamok. It seems as though there was a power struggle amongst those that were right under Belzamok, and Nixius came out on top. As far as we know, only one other survived. That doesn't mean others couldn't have, of those that were at Belzamok's side. Nixius is a devotee, and was in charge of instilling those that the Cabal with the basic worship of Belzamok, and also the alteration of history. A lot of the rumors of Belzamok being in charge of a lot of the things that the Cabal was spreading, that any of us that have any semblance of intelligence or knowledge of history know that it's a bunch of bullshit. But common folk, if you know, hear about these things, they're just going to assume that it's all Belzamok. Puts himself right in history according to what the Cabal was trying to do. This was the man behind it, attempting to rewrite history, make their leader more akin to a god. So that's the kind of man that's leading this group.
Well, that's
I mean,
a target that should be dealt with, yes.
Cole, as you had brought up earlier, maybe we could get in touch with Nim.
Nim may know
could help.
something as well about this Spectre.
Not to mention, he could always talk to our... Oh, God. Brain's not working tonight. flying ship.
Weatherlight?
The Weatherlight, thank you. You could also probably tap his resources with the Weatherlight crew, see if they might have information as well.
Could be a good idea. As long as I don't think we should get the Weatherlight involved directly.
I don't think they'd be interested at this point in time.
Yeah, but they
But
might have some information that would be useful.
Yes, and they have a plate full of dragon.
So,
We could tap out some other contacts that we know and see if any of them could be of any use for information or maybe allies to join.
I think the thing that we need right now is we need more information. It's something that we've been lacking to a degree. And maybe you can help with information. You said you can change shapes and stuff.
Yes.
Think you look like someone?
I can.
Great. Alright, let's see here. You,
Also...
Kazzrann?
Oh, sorry.
If you want to look at whatever we've got some weird pieces left over from things that were developed in this area. Maybe you can make something out of it. Even undead have some leftover artifice, even though it's not much. She'll basically drop Kaz off in an area to work on stuff. You three come with me.
I will follow.
Alright, cool.
She'll lead you to another building in the kind of district they control, and to what appears to be a set of cells built into an area. It seems that the cells itself have been rudimentary built in. These weren't originally in the area, but they're like rooms that have been converted to it. Occasionally, we've managed to capture a few prisoners. Currently, we did find a man. He seemed like he would be a good lead on some information. Until he killed himself. Turns out, the old assassin trick of having a tooth full of poison, some of their Cabal agents use. We didn't expect it.
Well, they are fanatical, but as long as we got what it looks like, it should be fine for Claud.
If you still have the body, I should be able to imitate it.
Yeah, you'll find a man, whose corpse is kind of like, it looks as though he was, like, hung up on, like, actual, like, big old hooks that were,
nice.
embedded into his shoulders.
Meat hooked.
Yeah, meat hooked. And it looked like they were kind of, like, originally probably had been, like, used magic to kind of heal them up enough just to keep them, like, there, as that he was prisonered. And probably tortured a little bit. Obviously, there's Urborg.
As one does.
There's not a lot of good qualms in Urborg from any side.
No.
There's just better. We need someone to get in there and get some more information. We need to confirm layouts, where they're currently, and if we can find out where Nixius is basing himself, or perhaps some of the other main leadership currently of this group, because they are the strongest of the Cabal groups. Looks like you're volunteering, Shapechanger.
Yes, I can do this. The only two things might be I don't know what its voice sounds like, so that's going to be hard to mimic. And I'm not sure if it would work, but I could try absorbing what remains of him and see if there's any knowledge I can get. It's something I haven't really fully tried, and definitely not on someone who's been deceased.
That sounds gross.
Oh, it's horrific.
It's not
It sounds
exactly
gross,
my...
and I work with undead all the time.
I've seen some of the aftermath when it's not completely finished.
I don't want to
Yes.
know. If you think you can get more out of it, great.
It's a small possibility. I'm not sure, but I could try.
She just kind of like does the go to town.
Yeah. I don't know if you want to watch this. I will go into my liquid form and envelop it.
Horrific.
Yeah.
Ugh.
It doesn't take long to absorb the creature at this point in time. Unfortunately, it's a corpse, so the full extent of your abilities are probably not tapped into. But you do get a sense of, like, probably what this thing would look like in life. You could easily take its form now. The Cabal Ancient as it is. And certainly that means you could speak with its voice. You have its body.
That's at least a bonus.
And you will get some semblance of some things. It's more like just leftover stuff in the corpse, like leftover after effects of like the spiritual energy that's left over. Probably that's stuff that could be used for things like resurrections to connect a body, or for like undead to create undead off of it. You know, that kind of thing.
That's what I was hoping that maybe I'd get like some semblance of.
It's
maybe
not
give
a
me
lot.
no, like maybe a small bonus on like
Probably
deceiving people
you
to try
could
to
get a little bit. You've got like a name, pretty
Well,
much.
that's useful.
Yeah. He's Carnan Flemis.
Okay, so I will change into Carnan, and does this sound correct?
She's gonna look at like someone that's was in the hallway, kind of nearby. Less screamy, but yes.
Oh, that's at least something. And I know his name was Carnan Flemis.
The guy in the hall's gonna snicker. No wonder he joined a cult.
Am I missing a joke there?
He's got the shitty name.
He's got a shitty name. Flemis,
Oh.
like you hawk something up.
Yeah, Flem. Got it. I'm sorry, I don't really have Flem, so not something I think about all the time.
Alright.
Well, at least you've got something to infiltrate with. Honestly, come on. Let's get this. If you're going to do this and get some information, we can then continue to plan out something big. I'll need your help with that. Pointing to Cole. Other than being bait, what else can you do? You do need to learn some more stuff. I'll have to teach you some tricks or something. I know you were asking about necromancy. Maybe I can teach you in the meantime while we're organizing some stuff.
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know what I can do anymore. I was kind of given a bunch of new powers. Still figuring that shit out.
You still have your demon stuff at the very least.
I can turn into a gigantic demon. And I can fly.
I mean,
And you can go invisible.
you have wings. If you couldn't fly, that would be a little weird.
Well, I do know a couple of people who have wings but can't fly.
I feel sad for them.
But that's beside the point. I'll get back to you on that. But I am very good bait.
She's going to take you to another area of the complex, to what appears to be a very loose, maybe like a headquarters, or maybe like a headquarters area, with kind of like a number of maps kind of around. She's going to go to like a table with a bunch of maps and then lay out one that seems to be of the region around the Cabal Tower. Originally, this area was under the a very powerful control of the Cabal. They had a strange creature that patrolled a lot of the swampland, and forced a lot of people to take these main pathways in. The main pathways were then controlled by, of course, had checkpoints that you'd have to get through. Currently, it's a little different, though. The creature the Cabal had seems to have disappeared, which is good. What actually happened to it, we're not sure. As far as we know, it was just driven away. So, it meant that the swamp areas had to be patrolled more. They seemingly have increased the amount of undead they have under their control. Probably one of the reasons that they brought in such creatures as Urgros to their call. More control over undead. We suspect they probably at least have one lich working for them now, with the amount of undead that's controlling them. Normal necromancers, even when as powerful as myself, there's an upper limit on the amount of undead we can control. It's a combination of skill, magic, experience, and items that we might have to boost it. Things like a special staff, magical robes, various things like that can create and alter the amount of undead we can control. With this amount, I would say a lich is most likely. But again, we cannot confirm that. It could just be that they've had a series of necromancers working for them full time. This means that these three roads are still the main ways into the Cabal's area. You'd either have to deal with the undead which are patrolling the swamps, which I don't know how good you are at dealing with that.
Haven't really gone up against them yet.
What's a matter?
Fought a few undead in my time.
What's a matter of? We don't know if that would alert anybody either. That's a question that I can't answer. So, even if you deal with that, if you choose not to deal with that, you have to take the checkpoints, which there are 3. These 2 checkpoints, the one to the north and the one to the west, are the more heavily regulated as far as we can tell. It's the same way as it was when Belsenlock was in charge. These 2 would often be used for primarily Cabal agents to come in and out of. Now granted, you're in the form of a Cabal agent now, meaning you could possibly use one of those. But it means they might actually ask you more questions. The eastern one was the one that new recruits could also head in. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Maybe you could bring someone in as a new recruit.
That wouldn't be bad, and then that would also give me backup if something goes awry.
Do you have someone, like either, I guess, looking to call after we discuss things, maybe you? Otherwise, I don't think she should go along.
No.
And,
To my understanding, the Cabal know exactly who Kaz and Carrion are. They've never seen my face.
Maybe.
Plus, I know you know how to go invisible too,
Yes.
if need be.
If need be, I can do that, and I can merge with Shadow if need be.
be careful about relying on that, though. A specter can still see
Yes.
living things. They feed on memory. They can sense when it's near. It's one of the dangers that they are. As far as we know, there will be one of Orgroth's minions there. Orgroth came with a number of specters that he's basically assigned to various tasks. They're fairly noticeable. And each gate has one. We're thinking the reason behind this is, of course, better security. So, you're going to have to convince them. You found a new recruit. We have no idea. This person, we discovered them in a small village. I don't know their original mission, but it didn't seem like a recruitment mission. So that's the best I can give you for information. Once you're in, we only know some basic knowledge of inside the tower. From the previous attack, when Belzenlock was killed, we had a number of folks that were assisting the Weatherlight crew. We were able to get some information from some of those that survived that battle. We know it'll give you some information about the basic layout of where the Coliseum is, where Belzenlock's throne room was, and where the armory is. Those are the three main things they know. There was a treasury there, which the Weatherlight crew took advantage of. You're thinking they were searching for some things. Probably artifacts the Cabal had stolen. Powerful magic items or powerful items. As far as we know, they didn't take everything there. Unfortunately, we think that's one of the reasons that the Cabal this group was able to rebuild themselves. They still had the most of the money from the treasury.
Got you.
So, you can fly and go invisible. You think you want to give them backup? Hide it amongst the undead? Perhaps that's something I can teach you. Ability to hide yourself from undead.
Sure.
That sounds useful.
It's some basic necromancy. I don't think that's in 5th edition, but now it can be.
No, it's not. It's not a normal 5th edition spell.
Whatever, it was a 3rd edition spell, so it can be back now.
It really should be.
Yeah, it was just basically undead can't see me.
Yeah, it's just like it just should be a thing in 5th edition, but it's not.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
It is weird, some things that
Yeah.
didn't make the transition.
Some spells that really should be in 5th edition.
Hey, it's like there's so many things that we've said that should be in 5th edition and aren't.
Simplification. It's good and bad.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Good and bad.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a first level spell. Mm-hmm. So it's not very powerful overall, but it has its uses. Anyway, okay. So, why don't we get started then? I'll try to teach you a few things that you might be able to know if you want to give them backup. And you two prepare yourselves. She's gonna mention over. Why don't you, Cole, talk with him about the finances and arranging for mercenaries.
Mm-hmm.
Once you two are back with some extra information, we can make a proper plan for an attack. But that means we're going to have to start calling in mercenaries. That's going to take time.
One group of my personal mercenaries can be here very quickly. I intend to call them in.
Good. You had something you were going to add.
Is there any specific information that you're looking for?
I have to be honest. There's been too much of a blackout in there. Previously, during Bells and Locks rule, there was still the ability to get spies into the lesser reaches of the Cabal. Granted, getting into the tower was nigh impossible. Bells and Locks very powerful and seemingly could read minds. Or at least read people quite well. If not actually being able to read minds. And that meant we really couldn't infiltrate the tower directly. We could infiltrate a lot of the areas outside of it and learn little bits and things. Even learn a few things about the tower. Seems as though fanatics are what remains. It does mean that they still recruit people, but I'm guessing the recruitment process is a lot more difficult now. They're probably going to test you in various difficult ways. Prove your loyalty, prove your strength. It's not going to be easy to pass their tests, but you might not need to, depending on how well you two work. But again, this is why we haven't been able to get really anybody in there to learn anything. They've circled themselves and have attempted to rebuild their power as best they can. So, we can shatter this, then the last vestiges of the Cabal will be open. We can finally rid Urborg of them. With their main strength gone, battle will be on. So, hey, I guess you're going to spend some time prepping.
Yeah.
Yes, Cole and I need to have a talk of what story we want to make up of why I'm bringing back a recruit.
Yeah, that is a weird one.
Well, I have a small inkling of an idea.
Mm-hmm.
It would be mixed a bit with the truth, saying I was ambushed and nearly captured, and you came to my aid.
Fair enough. That could work.
And after some talking, I thought you would be a good friend to the Cabal.
It's as good a story as any.
Also, it does have a sprinkling of truth into it. He was captured. That would also explain, if I've been away longer than I was supposed to, why. And also whatever mission he was on, he most likely did not complete.
No, likely not, I'd say.
And that would be a good reason why not.
It's a good plan. I think we should deal with it.
Okay. I sometimes have those.
Occasionally. A true rarity.
Hey, I do have a lot of brains going on in here.
Yeah, there's a lot of voices.
No, do that. No, do that. I'm sure that's a great idea.
Sometimes it's a good thing, sometimes it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's always good.
Yeah.
Okay, so we at least now have a story that we can agree upon. Last thing I wanted to do was get there and try to make something up on the spot.
Yeah.
Do you have any ability to disguise yourself?
Disguise myself? No. But
I'm just trying to think so that way they don't know what you truly look like.
yeah, I don't have any disguising magic. Just check some things here.
Also, I want to inquire with someone who from the city if they know, like, what the typical dress of, like, the village that they captured this guy from was, so we could at least try to imitate.
Standard Urborg. Probably
Okay, so
like brown.
I'll just
Brown and like very simple cloth. There's not a lot of color in Urborg.
Right. I just want to make sure he doesn't stand blazingly out
Yeah.
as I'm not from here.
I'll probably get some Urborg clothing. Yeah, I
Like
assume that's easy enough to
most
get.
people wear blacks and browns. You know, occasionally you get some people that are colorful, but they're usually like bards or like entertainers that are like supposed to be like colorful.
Yeah.
After that, everybody just is like, why? It's swampy and dusky, and like you're not going to notice the color and amongst all like the ash and the horribleness and swamp water.
That makes sense. I just, like I said, just trying to think of all the angles. So we're as prepped as we can be, and not just trying to pull stuff off willy-nilly.
Something vaguely robe-like could be not a terrible idea to sell the idea that to make them maybe more interested in blinded, because powerful mage.
True.
Could be a good idea.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, what group doesn't want more spellcasters?
Very, very true. The more spellcasters, the fun. I can't speak English.
Generally, the more powerful you are.
Yeah.
And squishy.
Squishy, yeah. I, however, am not a squishy spellcaster.
That's a good thing.
5 fighter levels, baby.
Alright, do I want to have a...
I'm a dexterous person, not strong.
Yeah.
I'm also mostly dex-based.
I mean, you can't really be... You can't get much more nimble than being made out of micro machines.
Yeah, you are made of nano machines.
No, I like it better now. You're made out of micro machines.
Micro machines.
Machines.
There's this weird man who talks fast that's like inside of you. Look, thanks Micro Machines. That's a reference.
Is that one of the humans?
Sure. There's an ancient reference for all of you people. We had ancient references earlier. We got a new one. Enjoy. All right. Okay. Why don't we take an early break? Honestly, I've been thinking about it. That's what I was thinking. And then we can move into infiltration. Honestly.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be a good point to be. And we can just have Kaz working on some weird machines or something. I have no idea what he's doing.
Getting defenses prepared for this place.
That sounds good.
I remember these.
That is what I'm made out of.
Just a bunch of little tiny cars.
Anyway, we'll be back in a minute. Micro machines. Okay.
Head and spells.
Spaghetti.
You don't know how big I am.
Okay.
Gross.
Because I'm doing the lizard thing.
Got everybody
know how
do
big I
the
am.
lizard thing? I was gonna say the dinosaur, but it doesn't really work that
Well,
way.
dinosaurs aren't lizards, so yeah, it wouldn't work. They're birds.
Yeah. So, hello everybody. Welcome back. Little chaotic break there, but that's fine. That happens.
Yeah.
All right then.
Fair enough.
I like chaos.
What was your plan? You have a plan, I believe.
I'm gonna bring Cole with me and say he's an initiate.
All right. So you're.
What checkpoint are we going to?
I assume it was the.
I assume we're going to the one that isn't the heaviest guarded.
Yes.
Just in case things go wrong.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Bless you.
Probably the
assume-
eastern one.
I
Honestly.
assume we had a backup plan if things go wrong.
Bitch slap everyone and get the hell out of there?
Yeah, I'm personally assuming the backup plan is I cast Storm of Vengeance on the checkpoints and leave.
Sounds about right.
And Carrie's coming in invisible mode and flying around and hiding from undead and staying as her aerial backup.
Yeah.
Fair.
Okay. So activating plan.
Plan, go.
All right. So you'll get yourselves together and you'll start wandering up to the checkpoint. Of course, it'll be a little bit of a walk. I mean, you gotta kind of position yourselves outside the checkpoint and then move yourselves in.
Yes.
But you will be able to easily do so. So, once you move towards the checkpoint, you can see that there isn't a lot of busyness there. I'm gonna be honest, it's pretty quiet. The checkpoint is seemingly, it's not, I wouldn't say, abandoned is not the word I'm looking for. It is just not currently very busy.
Lightly guarded?
No. More than
Just not a lot of people.
A little bit slow.
There doesn't seem to be anybody going in or out right now. At
Okay.
least.
Question. What was the village that they hijacked this guy from?
Oh, God.
Sorry, if I'm going to lie about it, I do.
That is good information to know,
That is
yeah.
good information to know that you would have given you.
Quick,
Bob's
open up
still
village
pretty-
name generator.
It's creepy village name generator because they're all creepy.
Because it's perfect.
It's Urborg, so
Urborg
everything's.
name generator.
Yeah. Bloodington. There you go.
This sounds like... You know, like, sure. They're really creative.
That's really on the nose.
Wasn't the
They
Skull
really-
Town really on the nose too?
Skulltown and Bloodington, they really didn't care about the tourism industry that much.
No,
Maybe it was named after the first mayor,
Yeah,
Bloodington
Sir Edward Bloodington. He died from bleeding.
It's late in the evening. You're not going to get a lot of good names from me at this point in time. So Bloodington.
Pennsylvania.
No, Bloodington, live with it.
It's like, what kind of fucking name is that?
I got hijacked in Bloodington. At least they didn't bleed me.
I mean, they technically did the guy who actually got hijacked.
Oh, yeah. They bloodied me in Bloodington.
Oh my god.
Alright. So yeah. You can, God. Check in with them, and or you can approach the checkpoint. It is a kind of a large gate that kind of blocks this land route that moves in there. You can see that obviously the land kind of breaks away after like about 100 feet to either side into just pure swampland again. Which kind of screams like, that it, you kind of think, oh, there should be more, but you know that wandering off the path into the swamp is, dangerous for its own right. The gate is like kind of like a old stone ruins, it looks like, that's been kind of retrofitted with like large, heavy wooden gates, and certainly a large amount of repairs. Still, you can tell it's ruins. It's not in 100% shape. You can see guards, Cabal agents, just kind of on top of the ruined tower, kind of just watching. They don't seem to be doing anything in particular to you, they're just watching you as the two of you approach. Not saying anything, not doing anything, just watching.
I'll give a nod to them as we approach. And then wait at the gates.
Okay. Declare yourself.
Cartham Fleming. Fleming. I bring an initiate with me.
You're not tasked with recruiting initiates. Where have
No,
you been?
but
You're 2 weeks late.
I was attacked by the Resistance. This gentleman here saved me. He is a powerful caster. His allegiances align with ours. I figured the least I could do would to bring him in.
Wait here. The man will kind of like back away from the gate, kind of like looking over it, and seemingly go to talk with some other folks.
Patiently wait. Also, Cole, in your head, I'm going to say, you didn't think of a name, so I would name yourself.
May or may not be looking up the name. That's a dumb reference to something.
Bloodington?
Yeah.
Admiral Bloodington!
Sir Bloodington!
Sir Bloodington of the Bloodington Bloods.
I got the name. There we go.
I am blue-blooded Bloodington.
You're an absolutely blue-blooded Bloodington of the Bloods. No blood for the blood god. That's a magic card now.
We are enemies of the Crypts.
It is a magic card now, so it is half appropriate. Thanks, wizards. Oh god, wow, I missed your Crips reference for a second there, and then I got it. Oh, god, great. Thank you. Anyway, so yes, you will be able to sit there for a little bit. Certainly it's quiet and no one is like coming to speak with you or anything like that. It's just like a when a man dressed in like robes is going to approach the edge of the wall and kind of look down at you. How do we know that you speak the truth to us? You've been gone for quite a long time, brother.
I sustained some injuries. It needed time to heal.
Roll deception.
Yeah, not my best thing, unfortunately.
But you rolled pretty well.
Yes.
Pretty well. Interesting. You are alive now and returning. Look, honestly, I would love to bring you back in very easily and have you introduce this possible new initiate. But there's unfortunate issues that have been going on.
Is there anything I could assist with?
Nothing of your caliber. We were hoping that either you had completed your mission, or we would have heard something, but apparently since your mission failed, it means that we are in worse shape than we were before.
Well, hopefully this new possible recruit could shore us up a little.
Yes, the possibility of that assisting us would be grand. Alright then. Open the gates. Melistron will escort you to the tower.
Of course.
So, you will be let in, and, horrible shadowy monstrosity will walk over to like, look you over. The thing has, like, looks like it's dressed in all robes, with kind of clawed hands. Where its face should be is just this black void. And it kind of just hisses. This kind of low hiss.
Knowledge religion?
Sure.
Might not get it, but we will see.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently my 21 is my lucky number.
It is. Hi, it's a specter. You know, the horrible things you heard about.
Yeah, they're awful monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Follow me.
As you wish.
You'll also notice kind of emerging from somewhere around back is like this large, kind of strange, black, reptilian, almost dragon-like creature.
Neat.
That kind of like licks its lips and kind of like looks towards you, kind of like snarls a few times.
I don't know what that would be.
As just a note for later,
Mm-hmm.
does it look alive or undead?
Hard to tell.
Okay.
The thing will then like it'll kind of like look to the thing. The spectre will kind of look to it, and it will start by taking flight and follow you, circling as you travel along.
Yay, large flying lizard monster.
Everyone's favorite.
As the spectre will just kind of honestly float in front of you.
Yeah. I figured. They
Makes
don't
sense.
they don't walk.
Makes sense.
Yes and no. I mean, like, it's different than the specters in normal specters in D&D. They are technically corporeal, but like it is a
They're ring rates.
yeah they're ring rates.
Yeah.
They're ring rates.
Yeah. So it just kind of glides in existence. Yeah. It'll be an awkward kind of escort to, of course, the Evankar Tower, the ruins of the tower. The tower is massive, probably the largest structure that honestly either of you have ever seen. Some of the most impressive structures that you've seen in Dominaria pale. Like, even the impressive structures of, like, Benalia's massive domed areas with their stained glass kind of protectorate pale in comparison to the size of this tower. And you can tell even if it's broken in half of it is just missing the top half. But it's still, like, honestly, probably a few, like, hundreds of feet tall.
Well, it's been like 300 years since I've seen this place. Or wait. Yeah.
Hundreds of years, yeah.
Yeah, 300 years. Yeah.
It is a sight to behold, and it is intimidating and dark. And you can
Trust
see.
me, I'm shitting my pants.
And
I
you
spent 300 years running from this place.
And you can see about half a dozen more of those dragon creatures just circling the remains of the tower. Those of you with high enough passive perceptions can also notice they have riders. Very, very evil.
That's probably me.
Very Lord of the Ringsy, I guess, maybe.
Yeah.
So.
Lovely. Cole, you're gonna hear in your head, I have no idea what those things are.
Get like a nod, like a
Yeah.
affirmative.
I know
okay.
you can't respond, so it's just like,
You'll be led to the base of the tower, where there's a massive set of gates. The original gates of the tower. And they are sealed up. This creature will kind of turn towards you. And the kind of like look at you. And the flying creature that was kind of circling you will fly down as he will kind of like almost leap up and grab its side. And then just hoist itself up very much like a knight getting on a mount. and the two of them will then take flight, and it will join the rest in circling the tower. The gates will open. And
Step in.
a sharply dressed man in black robes that are like, they look fine with like kind of like looks like maybe like gold trim and stuff, will kind of step out and be like, "Ah, my child, Carrion, how good is it for you to rejoin us? We worried the worst."
I will give a bit of a bow. Go, yes, I am sorry that my mission failed, but I do believe I've been a strong initiate.
No, come, an embrace, a hug for my child. He was all my children.
Oh, God. I do not feel good about this. I will give him the hug.
Ah, yes. You must have been so worried. Your plight was sent to us. Injured, alone, attacked by vicious rebels that sought to undo the great work our Lord has brought forth. Ah, fortunately, the visions of our Lord and our Master are strong. May Balzamok return to us all.
May he be reborn.
Indeed, indeed. Ah, it fills me with such grandeur that you are able to return to us, my child. The Lord will be so pleased. But your failure does mean we must be worried. The information you were to gain. Ah. The arrival of the child. We needed to know where she was coming in from. It is a shame that we do not. She has returned to her proper birthplace. Now we must only find her and bring her back into the fold. And the great Lord can rise again. Balzamok, return. Now come. We will look at this initiative of yours, and we have another mission for you.
Of course. I will follow.
Mm-hmm. He'll lead you into the building. And through a number of damaged halls. Everything seems still slightly wrecked. But there's plenty of places that have seen, you can tell, have seen repairs. It's obvious that the tower is in a state of repair, probably almost constantly, with all the damage that happened. Certainly with its collapse, it would be in a state like that.
And then also just time.
Time, the collapse, what had happened with multiple attacks and huge battles here.
Yep.
So, you who have come and saved our child, I apologize. You have not met me. I am Father Albrecht.
Cole will kind of give a bow. And he will reply that I am Nathaniel West.
Well, Mr. West, I must thank you for saving our wayward son. You must be aware that things are not as well off as they were previously in our organization, but be forewarned that we are not without strength and we are rebuilding ourselves. So do not worry if you are concerned with everything that has happened. The Cabal is still strong. We will not falter, we will not fail. Now, why is it that you have come to us? I can understand, the good nature of a man helping out another, but perhaps opportunity. Urborg is not a place of good nature most times. So, do not say anything for him, my son. Allow this man to speak his words and explain himself. Well, why?
Cole will kind of think for a moment. The plain truth, sir, is I feel drawn to this place. I have some talent with shadow magic, and I feel it draws me here. I'm not sure why, but I figured the best place to learn would be from you.
You do seem of some skill to begin with, though. Have you not learned many of these things in your own adventures or abilities? Why would you need to learn new things? I can easily judge from looking at you that you at least have some form of skill, and certainly to drive back the rebels you must have some kind of talent. And do you still have your staff?
I do have I do have the staff.
And your tool seems quite potent.
Just think 1 second. Though I can cast such abilities, I have no formal training with magic. It comes from my blood.
I see. I can understand that, wishing to understand oneself more. After time and life goes through, it becomes hard. We ask questions. We want to learn answers. And perhaps you, with your skill, can assist us, and it wouldn't be necessarily a bad thing. Learning, adapting, getting stronger. And the fact is that, perhaps our Lord, once he returns, can assist you with it. The great Lord Belzenlock knows many things. Knowledge of such potencies as your magic type might be within his purview. No, I should say nay, would be within his purview. I apologize. It has been worrying as of late with these failures that has filled me with only slight doubts of our mission. I must say, I am still human. I must remember to flog myself later. But in the meantime, it goes to show us we all have our doubts sometimes. We just must overcome them, understand them, and become better. So, it's not for me to decide whether or not you would join us, though, in the end. There are others that must ask you questions. For myself, I can inquire. I can look at you. I can try to judge the sort of man you are. Just because you are a man, and one that is choosing to join with us, does not mean that you could find acceptance. I apologize, but things have been distraught. The ramblings of these rebellious children. who seek to undermine us in our glory, who wish us only harm, who, just don't know what it means to be a true child of Urborg. Rebels. Monsters. Well, put your name in chat. I'm going to forget it if you don't, please. Just so I have it written down somewhere. The name you gave. Yeah. Thank you. Well, Mr. West, I'm afraid we must leave you at this location here. My child must come with me. As much as they have had failure, we must do something to make up for that. And I think I may perhaps have a task that they can do to make up for this failure.
As you wish, Father.
Yes, and there will be others that will ask you questions. Come now, child. We must leave Mr. West to his business. If all goes right, you will meet him again. If it does not, well, so is the way of our world. So, Cole.
Yeah.
You're going to be left in a room.
Okay.
The chamber itself looks to be a simply furnished chamber. Certainly it's not a cell of any kind or anything like that. But there are two men in here that seem to be just watching you. They are obviously cultists of the Cabal. And are dressed as such. And are just kind of sitting and not even staring at you, just looking off and just waiting.
Fair enough. Is there anything of interest in this room besides these two people?
There's something odd about the furnishing in here that you can definitely tell. The furnishing is seemingly, half of it seems out of place, and the other half seems very cold, metallic, and honestly aged.
Okay.
The rest of it seems like there's like some chairs that have been brought in that you were kind of let to sit on that seem very new. But you can tell, like, it's kind of got some furnishings that are maybe old.
Okay. Got weird furniture. Guess I'll just kind of, like, examine the furniture. You know, see if there's anything, like, super weird about it. Or if it's just, like, a wooden table.
Sure. Give me
A
investigation.
mimic.
Yeah, what am I rolling?
Roll an investigation.
Oh, I'm real good at investigating.
Uh-huh.
Don't worry, guys. It's a 1.
You kind of look it over and you're like, you know it's weird, but, like, you just can't tell what... There had been something it was used for. You're just not sure. Just not sure at all. It was used for something.
For sitting drinks on.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'm a charisma character. I have no intelligence.
I know the feeling. I got 11 intelligence.
I've got 8.
That's my strength.
They're not allowed to enter the Cabal area.
Yeah, no, we don't want you in here. Especially since my mission was to find you.
That gives us an in, though.
Oh, it means you're good bait, yes.
How, like, I'm assuming the room is I don't want to stereotype. Is it lit like this is an evil dude's space? Like it's dim and dank?
I mean, not as dim and dank as you'd think for like Evil Dude's base. Gotta be
Okay.
honest.
Got a little bit of. They're a little bit sensible in the fact that people need to be able to see.
Yeah, because I mean, like they're honestly they're a cult. They're not like they don't think of themselves as supervillains. They just are kind of thing. So like they're just a cult. They're just got some nice furnishings. It's some nice red plush carpets you can enjoy. A little bit of like a little red rub. Some like kind of velvety. Oh my God, brain! Please work today.
Curtains?
Not curtains. Chairs.
Velvet chairs. Okay.
Yeah, like kind of.
I almost
velvet.
thought you said red rum at one point. I'm like, they have some red rum.
Oh, I would. They just dye it. They're really getting the character with all the red.
Of course.
Well,
You need
remember
extra.
what red rum is backwards.
Goddamn cultists. Like they're not like looking directly at me.
They're
or
kind of looking
watching
over the
me.
room, over top of you. So they probably are
Okay.
incidentally watching you, kind of things, rather than.
I'll just
directly.
like admire the room
Okay.
until someone tells me anything.
Not to admire it anymore.
Yeah, stop looking at that painting, asshole.
Yeah, I'm looking at that. All right. So after about maybe 20 minutes just sitting here, the door will open, and a red-skinned woman will walk in.
Okay.
She matches the drapes, the carpets.
She matches the aesthetic of the room.
Oh, she does. She's got some nice horns and wings and a pointed tail.
All right, fair enough.
And she's gonna saunter over
Okay.
and just sit down on the chair across from you and go, you're an interesting one.
Is that good or bad?
We'll find out. As a kind of fanged smile will kind of go across her face. Claud! You're going to be escorted deep into the machinery of the Cabal. Hi, Damien. Now,
Cat.
Oh no! There's a cat!
The cat is the machinery of the
No,
cabal.
that's you pass by a torture room and they're torturing a panther man.
The
He goes, "Meow." Not even painfully, just
just annoyingly poking him.
no, they're using the they're gonna put him in the comfy chair.
Oh, God.
They've got him tied up and they're opening a can of tuna.
He's fill his bowl, despite the fact that it is already half full.
Yeah. Very good, Damien. Off you go. No. He'll be silent the rest of the way and accompany you to what looks to be a chamber that's been converted into some kind of cathedral almost. With a statue of a massive demonic figure kind of like built into the center of it.
Our Lord.
Wait here, and you'll be called upon soon.
As you wish.
Enjoy some prayers to our Lord. Ask for
I'll kneel
forgiveness.
down in front of the statue.
Ask for forgiveness. And you may find it this day. Or not. Alright, you'll be kneeling in front of the statue. There seems to be others in various prayers and stuff around the area. And, after a while, you will, honestly, give me an athletics check.
Oh boy.
with disadvantage.
Oh, you really hate me, don't
This
you?
is fine.
Yeah, with my whopping -1 with disadvantage.
You know. See how that ends up.
Nice.
1!
Okay.
Nice.
All of a sudden, you are going to go flying into like one of the like a pew nearby, and kind of like just crack into it.
Well,
And
that's
just
rude.
Kind of, worm, you dare return with failure. If it was not for the Father's words, I would have crushed your skull and drunk what is inside.
I would have deserved it.
At least the worm knows his place. There is a massive, what looks to be giant of some kind. But you can tell there's something off about him.
Not surprising. Religion?
Sure.
Hopefully... Oh, wait. Let me take disadvantage off. Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Pretty good.
Good check. Good check. You recognize this thing as it is undead, for sure. It is a giant that is undead, but it is more than mere zombie or skeleton. It would be a ghast.
Ooh.
Oof.
So it is a species of giant that has become a ghast. So probably, ghasts are pretty nasty creatures. This would be far more dangerous than your average one.
Yes.
Stand up.
I will stand, but keep my head lowered.
It's gonna kind of roll its head and because this thing is like it's dressed in kind of like all these kind of strange like leather straps that seem to be almost like holding its body together. It almost looks like with like kind of like a kind of like chained armor across its main body, but you can see like where it is, and sort of that like you can't see where its eyes are. They're just kind of strapped over, and it just kind of like it just has its like these fanged mouth kind of leads down, and it just kind of like opens next to you. It's like the black vial kind of slips out. I smell failure on you. Come.
Yes, sir.
You will have your chance at redemption. But you will only have one. You will have use.
I will follow.
The mission you are going to be going on is one that is quite dangerous. You will not be going alone. But since you were a favorite son of Albrecht's, I will give you a chance to lead this. Failure will mean death. So I would assume you would put your life on the line in order to succeed at this. Recently, we have heard word from an operative of ours in one of our fellow sects. Our lessers have let any interesting target escape from them. And even now, the man heads north. With his presence here, the child is obviously already in Urborg. You're mistaken not learning of her arrival, and the location of it can be rectified. You will get this information from the Goblin. Torture it out of him if you need to. Most likely he was here in advance, probably finding out some information for whatever reason she was arriving here. But his capture means that we have an opportunity. His freedom the opportunity is a dangerous one. It's been proven that he is powerful. So, we shall grant you one of our hunters. You will use it. You will go find this goblin, kill any that accompany it, capture it, torment it, find out where the child is coming in, find out the weaknesses of the child, and how we may acquire her. The father already prepares his rituals now. Our Lord's resurrection is soon at hand.
Glorious day, indeed.
He's going to lead you kind of down into the depths below the surface of the tower. There are very horrible things here. Noises that you hear. It is quite disturbing. Whatever is going on down here is not good.
I would assume not.
He's going to lead
Nothing
you.
in this tower is good.
Nothing on this continent is good.
You can tell that, like, it looks as though, like, these might have been old laboratories and such. Phyrexian ones.
Oh, that's going to put a shiver up my spine.
Ones that have been converted into other kinds of
Alright.
places. Certainly.
Yeah, do I recognize this area at all in the back of my head?
No, you were much higher up in the tower. There were laboratories throughout the tower. Certainly, depending on what they were working on, depended on what the location of them a lot of times.
Gotcha.
You wouldn't have known what was going on down here. And honestly, you're thinking the scientist that was working for you was probably higher ranking, so he was closer to Volrath's, basically, throne.
Right.
He would have been in the upper part of the tower that's gone. The laboratory that was the one that you were created in. And Maxwell. So, like, those important areas, they're the part of the tower that's missing now, honestly. But he will lead you into another seemingly laboratory where there is... You don't have to roll. This place seems to be experimenting with undead. What do you want, you monstrosity? We need one of your hunters. This one has a very dangerous mission. We agreed that you would supply one for this mission. Ah! Nixius always said that you were a favorite of his. But I would love to get a hold of you, dissect you, see how you maybe improve my own ghasts. I'm only thankful that you allowed me to retain here, chained up as I am. This man here is, interesting. He's obviously undead. A lich. You can tell that, part of his body has been replaced with some kind of strange creature. You can tell what it is because you can transform into one of them. It's like thrall parts, which is unusual.
Ooh. Yeah.
He also seems to have replaced his one of his arms with a piece of Phyrexian mechanics. He also seems to be chained in here. Once your lord is resurrected, of course, I can assume the deal for my freedom will be complete. Yes. My hunters are wonderful creations. I've quite enjoyed developing them here. And as much as I enjoy my time, I would rather have a nice laboratory somewhere else that's not a dingy basement My. There's something unusual about this one you've brought me. I can't quite tell. Who are you?
I am Carden Flemis.
Carrion Flemis. I'll keep you in mind. There's something off about you. Something strange. And I don't like it. Well, I am the big secret. Down in the basement. Zarius. At your service. So, you want one of my hunters, ultimate undead, augmented with little leftover things here in the tower, trained to kill, murder, any semblance of the remnants of their humanity removed from them, but their intelligence remaining intact, and ultimately under the command of those I deem worthy of them. Of course, with my enchantment, I can't program to kill any of you. Isn't that a terrible thing? I perhaps could escape, but it has been ever so much fun. Well, no, get your ass out of here. I will assign my hunter and send this one on his way. The gas giant will leave.
Did you say his name was Nur?
Yeah, Nur. And N-U-R would be spelled.
That's what I figured. Okay.
And it's
I'm just making notes.
Zarius there. It's spelled with
Gotcha.
Z.
Got it.
Is he gone?
I believe so.
Why are you here?
I've been instructed.
Quit the act. I can smell glowstone from you.
I can tell you have no love for these people.
Yes and no. Perhaps a little bit better introduction. Former master of the Ilvek. Drug here on a tower, saved from the shadows, condemned to death, and of course, resurrecting himself as a lich.
Can I make a history check, see if I can
Sure.
think of anything about him? Let's see. History.
You don't remember him directly, but you do remember that the tribes, the main human tribes, well, actually most of the tribes there was two groups of them, the En and the Ill in Rath.
Right.
The Ill were those that swore allegiance to the Evankars. You also know that most of them had very bad things happen to them when the realms transitioned, basically. From previous experience and learning about that. Places like the Evankar Tower were protected because of the nature of it from when the the planes merged, when Rath merged with Dominaria. Basically, he just said that I was in the tower when they merged, so I was protected from it. The tower went to shit. I turned myself into a lich to survive.
Right.
During the Phyrexian War. Trapped down here. Saved. Of course, the demon wouldn't rescue me. It's the only reason that I'm actually considering not sounding the alarm at your presence here, because you're obviously not who they think they are. You are. Why would another mystic of Rath find itself here?
Not completely by choice, but circumstance. I spent many a years running from this place. Never wished to come back here.
Leaving would be wonderful. It would be good. But as I've said, I have an enchantment on me. The bracer on me that keeps me here has more magics on it. Ones that can even affect one of my countenance. Seems as though the former lord of this castle that they wish to resurrect was a smart cookie and knew a few tricks that even most human necromancers would bat an eye at. Turn their heads towards.
I am familiar with some of the former owner's deeds.
I've had to self-teach myself so much stuff while I'm here, but the information here has been quite wonderful to learn from. Quite interesting. It's amazing the things they did here. Of course, also terrifying, and I'm assuming from you, awful and horrific.
I've learned to appreciate my situation in life.
As have I. Having to cobble my own body back together, throw some things in together, rebuild myself, it teaches you a thing. And honestly, I don't necessarily condemn what happened here. I'm going to be honest with you, because I'm sure you're a little bit more righteous than these folks here. But I'm not one to bring about pain and suffering unnecessarily. So, perhaps we can cut a deal. I will give you one of my hunters. Murder those that send you with it. Take it back to whoever sent you here. And inform them that if they bring me something, I will offer my army to their heed. A little battle test for my hunters.
I'm definitely sure that can be arranged.
Excellent.
What is it that you require?
Well, something very difficult to get a hold of. I need something quite rare and quite powerful. You see, there's but one thing that could break the enchantment on my bracer. Well, I should say technically three things. My end. The resurrection of their lord. He could probably break it. Well, he could break it, but I should say probably because I don't trust that a demon would necessarily go with the deal that they laid out before me.
No, most likely he would keep you entrapped and force you to work for him.
Well, he kept me trapped here and didn't really care to have me forced to work for him. He just, decided me leaving when he found me was a little too much, originally.
But now that you have proven yourself useful...
That comes down to the deals. I have to look up what this is because they change names of stuff all the time. I need a scroll of the spell Wish. Have you heard of it?
You said the spell Wish, right?
The spell Wish.
Oh, the spell Wish.
Yes.
Knowledge Arcana.
Yes. Arcana check.
Yeah. I mean...
You don't know a lot about it, but it is the most one of the most powerful spells. It is supposed to literally be a spell that can be used to alter reality. Wish spell. There are multiple types of wish spells. There's just a wish spell, and because magic they're called things that called wish. They're just versions of the wish spell that are more potent in certain ways. I will tell you, do exist in the magic world. Because there are like wish cards.
Right.
They basically can create something beyond the scope of normal reality, bend reality temporarily. Its power would be enough to bend the reality of this. In particular, a wish that would be tapered toward artifice would be useful. If you can find one. Or perhaps breaking artifice.
That could be a possibility.
Well, how about this? Take my hunter as a pledge that something can be done. I know that I have 100 more at my disposal. Go to your masters. Find the spell. Either a spellcaster that could use it, or a scroll of it. Magic scrolls are hard to come by, but not impossible.
I believe I know a powerful artificer who might be able to help.
Good. Once you would have this, find your way back to me. I'm sure you can break your way in again. Slide in. And then, once I'm free, the bloodshed can come from down below.
Agreed.
Now, do you know of any good places in this world that a lich can set up shop? One that's not particularly violent towards people, and wants some time to spend mastering his craft over the undead? This entire realm just seems wonderful. I can smell the black mana necromancy oozing from the ground all around me. There's got to be a place to set up shop.
I believe I know some people who might work with you.
Really, I'd rather not work with people. Just some place I can move into. You know, kill off some random peasants that wander in there. The usual, like, keep out of my territory or you get murdered. Resurrect some dead, get them to work for you. That kind of thing. You know, create a little overlord area. It's been a while since I've overlorded anything. I did execute peasants back in the day. They did defy me. Break the laws. You know, I was a powerful man. I remember those days. Overlording. You had to instill them with fear. And, if they broke the rules, well then, if they were, depends on what it was is. You know, you had to enforce the law.
We'll cross that bridge once we get you out of here.
Excellent! You've met lawful evil lich.
Congrats, I guess.
He's lawful evil. He's just really lawful.
Better than chaotic evil.
Yeah, you know.
Yes, it's definitely better than stupid evil.
Yeah. But I think that's a great place to lay off. As like his horrible, I would say approximately CR10 undead monstrosities he's been developing for like the past couple of years. He's gonna give you one of those, and some people with you that you are supposed to murder off, and with your escape.
Yes.
But anyway, we'll start with Cole next time, because we know what's going on with you, and we have to go to the stuff going on with Cole and see if Cole is going to stick around or try to make his getaway.
He gets to have fun with an evil lady.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you've met, basically, some other higher-ups. A horrible ghast giant, a lich that's basically sort of enslaved by them, a human cleric who's really, really very culty.
Yeah.
Dives into the cult probably the most of anybody you've ever met. He's very cult leadery. And of course...
But he seems slightly benevolent for this society.
Again, he gave you a second chance.
Yes.
But the mission...
That's kind of benevolent for this type of society.
The mission they've sent you on was very suicide-y.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
So it's benevolent to a degree.
I know, but I'm just saying, for this type of cult...
This way you're not going to get the floors dirty.
I mean, like, gotta be honest, like, most of the Cabal's probably lawful evil. Belzalok, maybe neutral evil, but, like, leaning towards lawful, So, like, the cult has its own rules. They're not gonna just murder people willy-nilly. That's what the Coliseum was for. You get to fight to the death, and if you win, you get to survive. I mean,
Woo! Can I keep the kidney that I carve out?
Sure. You might need it.
Sweet.
It's replaced the one that you lost. See, again, sad about 5th edition, because I totally wanted to have it be Mordecai's Disjunction, but they haven't reprinted that one, unless it's in another book.
No, it's not a one.
See,
unfortunately.
That's another spell. It was the 9th level Dispel. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can finish up with this little bit next time and move on to everybody reuniting. Carrie, I guess you're just enjoying, like, there's probably, like, you're out in the swamp, and there's probably, like, some, like, zombies and skeletons wandering around with occasionally, like, some kind of, like,
He's practicing hiding from them.
Yeah, there's probably, like a zombie giant crocodile wander by or something,
Had it.
Yeah. It'll, like...
It'll know you're there.
It'll be confused, but it's also a zombie, so it's always confused.
Say, bold of you to assume I care.
Anyway, why don't we give proper shout-outs? We will start with Mads. Anything to shout out?
I'm here.
Yeah, you are here. That's good. Good times, good times.
Where's Fish? Is he going to be hiding at the bottom of the ocean this weekend?
Sure. Insert fishyism.
No.
Is that what we're going to call it? A fishyism? I don't know. I've made up that word now, and it's not correct, but I've made it up.
Fishm. It's a fishm.
Fishm. I like that better.
Okay. Insert fishm here. Momo.
Hi, you can catch me here on Wednesdays where I play a pirate who shoots people with guns. And then discussing tabletop, Saturdays 2 p.m.
Yeah.
That's quite interesting. I normally shoot people with bullets.
I mean... Joe?
Break Matt's brain. Yes!
No, it wasn't breaking. I was just like, what? just no.
Well, it's true. You shoot him with the bullet. You don't shoot him with the gun.
Just do your thing. Just do your thing.
I'm here.
Uh-huh. Great.
Occasionally, on the very rare circumstance on a Saturday.
Yeah, when things, when the stars align.
Yes.
All right. Myself, Dracovin. Schedule right now. tomorrow morning, I'm going to have my finale of Final Fantasy VI. I've got a list of 4 things to do in that game, which one includes beating the final boss, so it might not be a long stream, honestly. It's not a lot left. I did most of the stuff I wanted to do off stream, so I'm good with that. I'm ready to end it, and if I want to do some other stuff later on, I'll do it on my own time, honestly. Like, getting Gao more rages, honestly. Look, I got the kid to level 99, and I wasn't going to use him again, so more power to him. You know, and then, Saturday's Discussing Tabletop. And I will finish up that game I started of Civilization 6 next week. That might be Monday, honestly, and then I'll plan for new stuff later on the week. Because it might be 1 or 2 sessions. I don't know how long that's going to take. Depends on when I get to having all the technology and deciding I just want to win. I might want to try for that diplomatic victory, but it's kind of hard. It's hard to get diplomatic points. Gonna be honest on that one.
She's really good at doing that.
Look, I dropped the difficulty by 1, and for whatever reason, I think all the AI just got shit starts then, too. So I'm the best culture, I'm the best military, I'm the best science. The only thing I don't have is religion, and they all suck at it anyway. Plus, I turned off religious victory anyway. So, like, I've just been building random wonders. I might not have all the great works, but I have, like, all the wonders. And they can't build any because they keep building them before they get to being able to do them. You know? So, it was a fun game, honestly. But I was trying to get achievements, and I don't know if I got any of them, because I tried to do it, and I have to, like, look and see if some of them actually worked. I don't know. Whatever. We'll find out. Anyway, that'll be Monday, though. I'll probably look into that a little bit. So, yeah, that's my schedule. Sunday, usually it's a no. But if I end up with some time for something, I'll do it. And otherwise, not, yeah. Tomorrow, Final Fantasy 6, Saturday, Discussing Tabletop. It'll be great. So, and then next week, more games. Definitely check out Buccaneers, The Shackled Sea, and more of this game. This game will be excited, and Buccaneers will honestly be excited. We got a new player in, and it was, they fit in pretty well. I think they have to still fit in a little bit more with the chaos that is Buccaneers, because it's a different kind of chaos. But I did like how the captain of that ship was just basically ran up to somebody that looked like a mage, because they're like, we have to recruit a mage, they told him. And he's like, oh, that guy looks like a mage. Do you want to be a pirate? He's like, can I'm kind of ran out of money, and I've been, like, skimping for getting some food and drink. Can you, like, buy me some? And he's like, sure! Great, you're a pirate now.
This is why we don't let the captain do recruiting.
The captain's not really the captain. We all know that.
The captain's an idiot.
The captain is an idiot. Anyway, so, farewell for now, folks. Goodbye.
Bye.